So I've been having an idea for a large-scale model of how I see the Earth and how it's formed and how it works and operates. It would be a flat Earth model, but hear me out. So I've been working on a project, an illusion for my perception class up here at Kent State, and I decided to try to replicate Rob Skiba's atmospheric refraction test, but I wanted to do like a nighttime moon version instead of doing a version of the sun. But then I kept thinking and so if you take, okay, so in circumference, officials state and claim that the Earth's circumference is like 25,000 something odd miles, right? Well, an easy way to do this is like take, you could do the circumference of about 25 feet for the circumference of I got to do more math, but the idea is you just take all the same measurements that they say for the circumference and all that, and then just drop it down a scale to, instead of 25,000 miles, just like 25 feet, and then you keep everything at that scale. Anyway, so the idea is to have a small ring magnet, or a powerful one, in the center for the North Pole, and then a large ring magnet, which would be ungodly expensive, and I do not have the money for it, but to circle the outer borders, representing Antarctica. Okay, and okay, so you put the Earth, and when I say Earth, I'm talking about the dry land, because that's how the Bible refers to Earth. It has nothing to do with the planet or anything like that. The Earth is the dry land. Okay, so make your little model or whatever, but you need real water in there. But you could simulate, I think you can use like a humidifier, but it's gonna have to be sealed off, like with a dome, have it transparent. But the key factor is humidity and electromagnetism, right? So this is the idea, or at least this is the thought. Okay, how does electromagnetism and moisture in the air manipulate the light before it hits our retina? Okay, like how much can electromagnetism curve light or bend or refract light? Okay, so and then the idea is we get a little peephole or something to where we can look into this model as we are a small person observing, looking up at the night sky. Like, it sounds highly complicated, and I'm sure it is, but if I had the materials in a good little team, we could make a model that would completely crush the scientific world. And that may sound egotistical and everything, but I know I have the knowledge in my brain to make the model work. I just lack all the materials, and I lack the funding, But that's the problem most of us common people have. We don't have all these billions of dollars to be putting together these fancy models and things. So, but maybe with the use of some fancy software, somebody can hear this video and maybe make it into a program, But anyway, I just wanted to get that idea out because it's been dwelling on my mind, and I keep on thinking of little details and how to make it work better and this and that. Because it's like, do you put the lights for the moon and the sun outside of the firmament? Because like I believe that it is the way the Bible says it is. I don't think the moon and stars and sun are inside the firmament. I think they are in the firmament, um, and that's why I think it's a combination of the atmosphere, electromagnetism, and whatever the firmament is made of that refracts and bends and expands and magnifies the light coming from the sun, moon, and stars before it gets to our eyes. That's why it seems like sometimes right when the moon or sun is at the furthest distance away on the horizon, it sometimes looks bigger than it does when it's right over our head. The only thing that really makes sense to me is that it's being magnified, either by the atmosphere itself or a combination of things. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I had to get that out there. Y'all have an awesome day. So, I already know this is just going to be one weird video, podcast, or whatever I do with all these little clips that I'm going to throw together. But, man, it's really hard for me to find time to just sit down and, focus on a video lately. But, constantly throughout the day, I'm thinking of things and I've been, how do I say? I don't know. I guess you could say I've been pretty fired up. Obviously, because summer's coming along, so energies are starting to change. But the flat Earth, it's like I can't help but to, like, how do I put it? It's an inspiring topic once you are involved in it, and once you're way past the looking into it stage, and I don't remember who said it first, but it's like a grieving process, because you find out it's like the perfect example of cognitive dissonance, right? So you have this belief system that you've held for your entire life, and then you hear that, wait a minute, there are people out there that don't agree with that belief system that I thought everybody believed Earth is a ball and all that, and then you start really digging. Well, I say you, but anyway, start looking. At first you don't believe it, bullcrap. Immediately cognitive dissonance sets in. You can't accept the new information. It's all bullcrap, whatever, right? So, after you you let go of some of your judgments and your biases or whatever about how you think the world really works and all that. Once you let go of what you think then you can begin to analyze new perspectives and new ways to think about the things that you thought you knew everything about, which is like the dumbest thing anybody can do is think that they know really anything. I mean, of course, yeah, there's things that we quote unquote know, obviously, but my point is that if you come into any argument thinking that you have all the answers, you're already doomed to fail, because once you think you have all the answers, you can no longer grow because you don't allow yourself to learn anything new. Anyway, but so once you get past that, and then you break the dissonance, and then it's like, holy crap, and you're shocked and you can't believe it, but like the grieving process, that's a great way to look at it.
because first you can't believe, you dismiss it, then it pisses you off, depresses you, then you get fired up, or, I don't know, but I forget who said that, but kudos to, it was probably one of the Glowbusters guys or something, but man, I'll tell you what, the flat earth, it's almost hard not to be super passionate and fired up for it every single day. It'll tone down a little bit for me, but then it's like I witness something or I see some type of media or something, and it's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this stupidity. And then suddenly, I don't know, it's like the veil is lifted and you start seeing the Matrix for as it is. Anyway.